Good morning, everybody. Happy President's Day in America, where we celebrate the birthday of two great American presidents who were born in the month of February, whose birthdays used to be celebrated independently, but that was too complicated. So we lumped them together and created President's Day about 30, 40 years ago. It used to be Washington's birthday, February 22nd, and also there was Lincoln's birthday, which was, I don't know, the 14th or the 16th or the 9th or something like that. But then they lumped them together instead of celebrating Washington's birthday sale. It's now Monday holiday. It's called President's Day. And we sell automobiles on that day. That's our great American holiday to honor American presidents by selling automobiles which weren't even invented in the lifetime of either of those presidents that we're supposedly honoring by celebrating that day on which we have supposed sales at car dealerships. So how's everybody doing? All my good friends from OkCupid, I love you all. I love you all. And I know that you think I'm crazy, and you want to put out that I'm crazy. Whatever. Oh, let's see. There was something I thought was worth reading. Was the comments of one person in the thread today. One thread which I created myself this very morning. And the first response is to my original post in that thread included some paragraph that I felt is worth repeating for your benefit. And here it is. If a bully witnesses you becoming popular, his automatic default response is to attempt to spread rumor, make false accusations, and attempt to assassinate your character as a means of taking you down. Great deal of truth to that statement. And the following statement. It doesn't matter if everything you say is accurate, true, and right. If one person decides to discriminate and launch a campaign of persecution against you for whatever reason, most people, instead of attempting to defend you against the unfair onslaught, will side with the bully and his gang of e-thugs, thus becoming bullies themselves. Bullies are weak people and cowards, and none more so than those who gang bully. And then, of course, the flies come in. They really are flies. And anyhow, these arguments go on, not here, but in another thread that I didn't even post at all, but another thread was created sort of as a continuation of this train of discussion, called "The Problem is Gay Hate Crime." Now, there's 3 pages, 60 posts already. After 5 hours after being posted, this thread was created. There have been 60 comments posted in it, none of which were by an unassuming guy. Had no participation in this, and yet a lot of it revolves around supposedly unassuming guy and everything that involved with the whole witch hunt, the Swirly witch hunt. So there are certain issues that are brought up, but most of all, there's this thing that continues to baffle me, is that even the intelligent people here, there's only 2 or 3 of them, okay, maybe 4 or 5 at most, the actual seemingly reasonable people, still don't understand that refusing to cave into the demands. Here it says. Here's a comment. Look, I'd like to see an end to all this BS too. But pressurizing him into appearing on webcam or on a YouTube video as a means of proving his identity is not the way to go, as that is a demand which he has clearly stated he is not going to comply with, and I don't blame him. Perhaps you should grow a brain, whore, and encourage your fellow gang members to cease hostilities. There I go again, talking to a cabbage as if it were a human being. And in fact, this was a response to the whore's comment, which was, "How about get your creepy little friend to do another YouTube video?" That was her creepy little comment, and so he's taking that as being sarcastic, and he says, "Why don't you?" And that's a very relevant comment. If these buzzy shitflies, gang of sociopath bullies, sociopath forum bullies, are really annoyed, really desire to have an end put to all of this bullshit which they started. Unassuming Guy, it would be one thing if Unassuming Guy had come out and said, "Hey everybody, guess who I am? I'm really Swirly. You know, the guy you all hate. You know, the pedophile, the guy, the rapist, whatever it is he's supposed to have been. I'm that guy, and I'm here to taunt you about it forever and ever, and never let it drop." And if I had been the one responsible for stirring up all this shit in that manner, then it might be appropriate for those you people, this gang of morons, to say, "Listen, we really like an end to this nonsense. We'd really like you to put an end to this nonsense, and if you simply convince us that you're actually not Swirly, you were just pulling our legs, then we could drop it and we can get past it and say, okay, well, you had your little fun, now it's over." But that's not how it happened. I wasn't the one who started it in the first place. These people that are whining, these cowardly bullies whining and complaining, "Oh, Unassuming Guy should let it drop already." They're the ones that started it. They're the ones that created this situation. All that Unassuming Guy is doing is standing up to their bullying and saying, "You have no legitimacy whatsoever in trying to act like dictators and tell me what I can and can't do, or what I must or mustn't do, making false accusations and putting the burden of proof on me." You got an accusation, you got a claim that has any legitimacy, you bring up the relevant facts to state your claim. But until proven guilty, Unassuming Guy stands as innocent of any suspicions, innocent of suspicions. If you have suspicions, you dig up some facts, some evidence and facts to support those suspicions. But until that happens, until actual tangible evidence is brought up to support these unfounded suspicions, Unassuming Guy must remain innocent of such charges, and that's the way it goes. And the burden of proof is not on me to dispel your suspicions. The burden of proof is on you just to prove that there's any basis to your suspicions, which I know there isn't. But they come out of your paranoid minds. And on this President's Day, this day in which we celebrate supposedly two of the greatest presidents, the first one, Washington, supposedly father of our country, and Lincoln, supposedly freer of the slaves, who supposedly the two of them are responsible, or at least symbolically responsible, for being instrumental in creating a just and free society that's supposed to be so great, and we call it the United States of America, and we wave this flag because we're so proud of being the land of the free and blah blah blah, and yet you morons have no conception of what freedom and justice are really supposed to be about. And presumption of innocence is one of the very basic foundations that we're supposed to be honoring Washington and Lincoln and Jefferson for establishing in this country, so that we don't have witch hunts and persecutions and inquisitions based on presumptions of guilt and burden of proof on the accused. And if you people are too dim to conceive of that, it's really beyond depressing, because each one of you has the capacity to vote in fucking elections. And you people vote for fucking morons who also have no conception of what America's supposed to be about, and you just think it's about this blah blah bullshit. It's I can't think of the word I was going to think of at the moment off the top of my head, but it's just basically bullshit, bunch of rhetoric, dogma, jingoism, all this fucking jingoism. Wave the flag, shouting about how great America is because it's the land of the free, and yet you fail to grasp the even most basic concepts that America's supposed freedom is supposed to be based upon. The presumption of innocence, the freedom from persecution. And the other thing that's just really amazing that even the most intelligent among you are failing to grasp is that even if unassuming Guy gave in to this bullying, this persecution, this procedure of persecution, and caved in and said, okay, just to get you off my back. I've said it already, you didn't understand it then. I'm going to have to repeat it again. If I caved into the demands of these sociopathic gang bullies, gang forum bullies, and said, okay, I'll prove to you that I'm not Swirly, that would not end this bullshit situation of the witch hunt. It would only take the spotlight off of unassuming Guy, and they would continue to shine it around until they found a new victim to accuse of being